Montreal brought the energy, a few moments weren't great, while quite a few moments had synergy, and Beth Phoenix was late. I'm John Renton with my review, WWE Elimination Chamber 2023, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Holy fucking shit. Give yourself a massive round and pound of applause. Goodness me, the chants, the energy, the synergy. They were absolutely electric. Okay, let's just stop this bit. Honestly, the crowd was really, really great. There were some other great moments, but there were also a few things where I'm like, whoo, boy, when things didn't fire, boy, they were really noticeable. Okay, I did like the Ariel Helwani narration. He wrote, narrated that. That was great. It really gave it a sports-based feel. This was well done. They almost had me believing that Sammy would win. They almost had me. I'll give them credit for that. The fuck you Roman chants were starting during the pre-show. They were ready to hate him, and he gave them every reason to hate him. But more on that in a bit. The winter-style graphics, and once they got to Skillet's a pretty great band. I mean, maybe the lead singer has some questionable views on certain things. If you know, you know. But then again, he's got his head in the goddamn Bible. What do you expect? Nevertheless, Skillet does create some goddamn great music. Cole and Graves calling the action. The crowd was noisy as fuck right away. I'm going to praise this crowd endlessly. They were great. Canadian crowds are tremendous. Asuka gets a pop. Natty gets a pop. So does Liv. Nikki Cross came out to crickets. Carmella really didn't come out to much of anything because nobody really cares about Carmella as an on-screen character. And Raquel, she was just looking around like, how many people can I throw over this non-existent border wall? God, she just was storming the ring like she wanted to storm the Capitol on January 6th. No, I'm not going to forget that stuff, and I'm just going to continue to get on my soapboxes. I don't give a shit. Liv and Natty start out. It's Liv and Natty, Carmella, Raquel, Nikki Cross, and Asuka in her Kana makeup. It's a women's chamber match to determine who will face Bianca Belair at Mania 39. Now, the winner of this is pretty obvious, and you know what? It's a good thing they went with the obvious winner. Because had they gone with what I feared, it would have been one of the worst matches in WWE history, at least modern history. So, Liv and Natty starting out, they were just battering and bouncing each other off the cage and torturing each other and sticking each other's heads through the holes and choking and everything. And I've seen this movie before. I usually have to go to a different kind of website to see that. But I like Natty, and I don't understand why Natty got so much hate for this, because Natty is still really, really good at what she does. Raquel came out to indifference. I'm sorry, but Raquel, yeah, she may have the power. She doesn't have the pizzazz or really anything. She's freaking bland as hell. She was fine as a bodyguard. Now they're trying to basically make her have a personality, and she doesn't have that. She probably doesn't even know how to spell personality. Nikki comes out to a chorus of boos. And Nikki decides to jack it off and jump off one of the pods in a crossbody. And then Carmella comes in, and look, I'm sorry. Carmella is not good in the ring. She's a relic of a bygone era. I'm not saying she's old. I'm just saying she can't cut it in the ring. She basically tries to, she just dives between pods and everything. All this time, by the way, she's trying to anger Asuka. And yeah, angering Asuka, a woman that could just breathe on you and kill you and just bend you in all kinds of ways. And I wish you would bend me in all kinds of ways, but I digress. Yeah, angering Asuka is a really bad idea. And then Nikki gets eliminated, but they cut back to the live feed, and Michael Cole says, a kick out. No, sorry, we didn't see it in the live feed. Michael Cole, you goddamn idiot. Put him in the goddamn Yukon, you frickin' moron. Actually, he has some good calls otherwise, but just Michael Cole, when he's bad, it's very noticeable. So, yeah, Sunset Flip by Liv. Holy hell, Carmella tried to cover, because Carmella, of course, is trying to steal everybody's thunder and trying to act like she actually has accomplished anything in the wrestling ring. But Asuka's gonna kill you, Asuka's gonna kill you. She does a few things, but then kicks a pod, hurling her foot stupidly at the pod. Good tactic there, and I like Asuka, but that was a bit of a badly timed spot. I blame Carmella for that. And hold number 1, armbar, along with a sharpshooter, and Liv passes out. I would have preferred Liv had been in the final 2, because that would have been better, because we would have gotten some actual wrestling. But whatever. And then Natty gets beaten, and then Raquel gets tag team and gets beaten. And then it's down to Carmella and Asuka. And Asuka ends up tapping Carmella, which is good. Now, get that frickin' moron, that burnt piece of beef jerky, out of the goddamn ring. She doesn't belong there. She's not worthy of being in the ring. I mean, I'm sorry. You have so many other women in NXT right now that are better than Carmella has ever been on her best day. That being said, Asuka versus Bianca, that's going to be killer. That's going to be good. And then we got various packages. Hell, on the pre-show, they had Sheamus' prominently bulging package thrusting through the screen. Might as well just make it as uncomfortable as possible. Rousey the Raccoon package, Lashley and Bork entrances. They do some big man stuff, and then we get a low blow out of a hurt lock, and then we get a DQ, and then we get the crowd booing, and F5 to the ref, and F5 to Lashley, and F5 to Lashley through the announcer's table, and F5 to the ref. Do not include Bray in this stuff. Just have them do their big man shit. I'm not saying that I necessarily care if they have a no DQ match or whatever it is to have this final blow off and everything, because this was just the rubber. This was meant to be the rubber match, but it obviously wasn't going to be. But no, I don't want to see Bray involved in this. I don't want to see Bray on my television again, and I unfortunately will see him, so that just means I'll have to tune out of that stuff. Rollins was dressed like the Joker from the movie, wait for it, Joker, and then Becky channels Batman. And they do the Mania, it's Mania 39 parody, because Mania goes Hollywood like Mania 21. This was fine. No Gary Glitter music, thankfully, because Gary Glitter is a piece of shit. Just Google the name Gary Glitter. You will understand exactly why he's a piece of shit. Cody package, and Cole says, Ariel Helwani is unbiased. That's in reference to Tony Snowman Khan. If you get it, you get it. So, and apparently, Frank is still employed to keep track of the smoke machine, and it isn't doing a very good job. And if you watch my videos for a while, you will understand the long-running gag. Damn it, Frank, you had one job. So, Edge and Beth come out to a good-sized pop. They are singing along with Metalingus. They are displaying cunning Metalingus. And it's Edge and Beth against Finn and Rhea with Dominic in the corner, and oh dear. Ooh. There were a couple moments in this match that were okay, but this was dicey. This was really goddamn dicey. There were fuck you Dominic chants. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. The worst thing that Ray ever brought to wrestling was bringing his son into the business. Thanks, Ray. Thanks. I hope that you don't ever win another match in your wrestling career, however long or short it is. Rhea, just in that gear, my goodness. The Bull Nakano makeup on Beth was nice. This didn't click. I'm sorry. This did not click. This was easily the... Yes, Brock and Lashley was never going to be a spectacle, but that also was over in a flash. It was over in like 4.5 minutes. This went 15 minutes, and it felt like 25. This just didn't work. Beth was very late breaking up a pin. This is after hitting a tremendous superplex and then breaking up a pin after a knuck spot and everything. It was really, really bad. Really bad. Took the steam out of everything. We had a glam slam to Rhea outside, but then we get the Shatter Machine. 1, 2, 3 on Finn. Can this feud please be over? Please be over. Please be over. This Judgment Day Edge feud has been abysmal. It has not been good. That being said, that was putrid. That's what I wrote down on my notes. It just wasn't good. That's how you feature Beth in her return? Good job. Miz, we get a package on Miz from the beginning to now. And then Roman slinging down a C4 strawberry watermelon ice energy drink. That's not even the best flavor. The C4 energy drinks have like Starburst Cherry, Starburst Strawberry, those are pretty good. Skittles is pretty good. Frozen Bombsicle isn't all that bad. Midnight Cherry and Orange Slice are probably the worst, and Strawberry Watermelon Ice is somewhere in the middle. There are a few other ultimate flavors. Arctic Snow Cone's pretty good. No, I'm not sponsored. I just figured I'd go through this because I'm more interested in that than I was in a goddamn mixed tag match. The Fruit Punch, not all that great. Freedom Ice is alright. Watermelon Blast, Cherry Limeade actually is probably one of the best ones. So yeah, let's talk about this next match. Rollins, Gargano, Ford, Priest, Reed, and Theory U.S. title chamber match. Okay, there were moments in this match that were actually pretty good. There were also some monumentally stupid spots in this match where people could have been paralyzed. And honestly, while I partly would have felt bad, I would have also said, don't do shit you don't know how to do. To quote Dusty talking to Big Bubba Rogers. Or maybe don't do shit that's going to turn out really, really goddamn bad. So many spots here could have turned out bad. Yes, it's for Theory's U.S. Championship. Rollins and Gargano started off, so you can definitely tell Triple H is still booking this stuff because he will not give up on Gargano. And yes, Gargano was good in the ring. He has the personality of Driftwood. Theory comes out third. He does absolutely nothing for most of the match. If they are going to hitch their wagon to Theory as far as being one of their future stars, and this company deserves to be sold for absolutely no money. I'm sorry, I don't care how good he is in the ring. He's fine in the ring. He is bland as fuck otherwise. Priest comes out number 4. He just throws people around and does stuff. Reed comes out 5th and does a bunch of big man stuff. Does a, pod splash in the corner. Priest staring up at the spotlights. And a Poison Rana on Reed. Okay. Why? Why do a Poison Rana at all? The Poison Rana is one of the dumbest goddamn moves that I have ever seen in wrestling. One of the dumbest moves outside of anything that takes place in a death match. Yeah, I'm sorry, deathmatch wrestling is also stupid. This isn't about deathmatch wrestling. That was dumb. I'm not saying that Reed is a complete idiot for taking it, but it was idiotic to try to do that because as great as Reed is, and as talented as Gargano is, and the people involved, it's still stupid, and he landed right on his goddamn head. That could have ended catastrophically. Ford also was out last. Ford shined in this goddamn match, and I wouldn't mind seeing Ford get a U.S. title shot at Mania. He won't, but I wouldn't mind seeing him get a shot at Mania. Montez drops after attempting to do a people's elbow after getting his little spot in. Then climbs to the top or part of the cage roof and drops down onto everybody. Could have ended badly, but still wasn't as dumb as the Poison Rana spot. And then Reed gets triple teamed, quadruple teamed, and pinned for 3. So he's the first gone. Why do I fear this is going to be the highlight of Bronson Reed in 2023? Why do I fear that? I hope I'm wrong. So anyway, Gargano nearly crushes his head against the side of a pod doing a Hurricanrana spot, trying to throw Rollins onto everybody. This was garbage by this point. I'm sorry. There are people that were calling this the best match of the night, or one of the best chamber matches ever, and that's fine. You guys can think that all you want. There were parts that weren't too bad here, but there were also other parts where I'm like head scratching and saying, this is really, really dumb, really bad. Why would you do this shit? And then, Razor's Edge, Gargano's gone. Good. Thank fuck. And then, a blockbuster bomb for 3, so Priest is out. That was pretty good. And it's down to Ford, Rollins, and Theory. Ford goes off, but then he hits a rock bottom at one point. Are we going to get Rock versus Montez Ford? That'd be weird. And then we get a stomp in the ropes, and Theory then pushes Rollins into the wall and covers Ford for 3. Because the pin has to take place inside the ring. Despite the fact you can't really go much of anywhere, you could just pin him outside. Whatever. Yeah, Ford was still out, and at first I thought, oh, Ford really got hurt. He really got hurt. And then I saw the replay, and I saw that he got his hand up. And I'm like, okay, they're stalling, because Logan Paul's going to interfere. Logan Paul interfered, and that brought the match down from here to here. I don't care how Logan Paul is basically taken like a fish to water when it comes to wrestling. He's a piece of shit to the band, a pig. Has NFT scams that he's been doing. Has a really shitty energy drink that he markets, which is somehow more egregious. And also filmed that dead body in that Japanese forest. So yeah, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, the entire Paul clan could be eradicated, quite frankly, and I wouldn't care. And Rollins gets pinned. So there you go. That's pretty much it. That pretty much cements it as one of the flattest finishes they've done. Well, and I get why they did it. Because they teased the whole thing happening at the Rumble. So they were going to build it here. And great. Okay, Rollins is going to be involved in this. They are wasting Rollins' prime years at Mania. And this is a waste. I'm sorry, it's a waste. I don't care how athletic it is. Mania is not shaping up to be the best goddamn show already. And we're about 6 weeks away. So, we get a package on Bianca and all her accomplishments. Roman comes out first to a chorus of boos. Thunderous boos. The champ out first. I was surprised. Fuck you, Roman chants already starting. And Cole basically mentions how Ivan Koloff beat Bruno Sammartino to end his, record-breaking reign. It'll never be broken, 7.5 years. Nobody will ever break that. Nobody. There's not a goddamn chance anybody will ever break that. And Ivan Koloff is from Montreal. Sammy gets a huge pop, massive pop. They're all going crazy for his theme, and they're gonna get their hearts ripped out of their goddamn chest. Sammy's wife is in the front row, and it's all set up. Sammy, can he make us believe? Can he make us believe? Sammy versus Roman, undisputed WWE Championship match. And you know what? Sammy made us believe a few times. I am going to say that this had a few familiar tropes, and that this reigns needs to end at Mania. He needs to never hold the title again. There's really no reason for him to ever hold the title again, because A, he's part-time, B, he's probably going to go to Hollywood, C, as great of a trash talker as he has become, or he's been able to be, and he was trash talking. The fans asked if Sammy loses, we riot sign, and they probably would have. And I have several questions about the finish of this match, but Roman just kept taking him lightly. Sammy would keep fighting back. There were some good hope spots. Roman held his ear after a dive. That may have been the same ear that Roman and Owens got involved in, and it got slapped. His eardrum got damaged. Hopefully he's all right. But then he's beating down Sammy. He's trash talking him right in front of his wife. I mean, being a full-on dick heel. Sammy fights back with some good hope spots. Really, really good stuff, in fact. And good storytelling. I mean, this fit for what they were going to do. Now, were they going to give it to Sammy? No, there was no chance they were going to give it to Sammy, because that wasn't what the story was going to be. But they gave us a little bit of hope. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, yeah. Yeah, Sunset Flip Powerbomb. We got some other stuff, just big time moves. And during all this, actually, after he beats down Roman or gets the hopes, he just, fiercely kisses his wife, and that must have been just so. I'll take it right there. That's the best you can get out of Canadian eroticism right there. Sorry, Canadians, I actually have no idea how erotic you all are. That's your business, not mine. Please don't tell me in the comments. Yeah, Sammy kept fighting back. He eventually hit a Superman punch, a Sammy Man punch. Sammy Man, it just sounds like some kind of weird anime villain. But hits the haluva kick. 1, 2, kick out. And then we get more, great stuff. We get, he keeps fighting back. He keeps almost beating him. And then we get a Blue Thunder Bomb, 1, 2, and then we get a ref bump. And then a haluva kick, no ref. Jimmy Uso runs in, and he kicks Sammy 3 times. It's a splash. And the second ref, a 2 count. Then the second ref gets knocked down because Jimmy gets laid out. His spear for 2, and then the second ref gets laid out. And oh my God, what the hell's going on? And then Jay comes in. And Jay looks like, he's standing between Sammy and Roman, and then he's going to maybe join Roman. Then Roman hands him the chair. And it looks like Jay might hit Roman just like Sammy did, but he won't. And then he pie faces him. And then Roman dodges. Sammy accidentally spears Jay. And that's it for Jay right there. And then Heyman getting a chair, actually, at this point was just really fun. And then we get the stuff with Jay. And then Sammy manages to just, he almost gets it, but then he's getting it with a chair symphony, just boom, boom, boom. The crowd's booing and booing. And then we get that third spear for 3, and there you go. And the crowd just went silent. They went so goddamn silent. And then you get a beatdown, and then suddenly Owens' music hits. Thanks, Owens. Where the hell were you during all this goddamn fracas? Just having a goddamn Coke or something, or just having some goddamn coffee. You're like, shit, I gotta get out there. Maybe he's having one of those C4 drinks that Roman had back there. Can you tell this is sponsored by C4? Seriously, he had like 18 of those things behind him. And it's a stunner barrage, a pop-up powerbomb through the table to Jimmy Uso. Heyman tries to attack him viciously and everything. And don't want to mention Heyman around the chair anyway, so he gets hit with a stunner there. And then one more haluva kick to Roman to send the crowd home happy. And Owens looks at Sammy and then walks off. Because he's like, well, you know, you may have stopped the beatdown and everything, but I still don't trust you after the War Games thing, so it's going to be building the trust. They're going to have to really, really push this quick, though. They only have, what, 6 weeks until Mania? By the time we get to next week's SmackDown, they're going to have 5 weeks, basically. They really got to push this. They got to push it. They got to push it hard. They got to really put the pedal to the metal to build Mania. But I'll say this, as far as Sami and Roman, they delivered, great storytelling, a very good match, very good main event. There were other great moments here. There were some moments that didn't click. I thought the women's chamber match actually was just fine as far as length and everything, 20 minutes, roughly, and I think the men's match went on a bit too long, my opinion. That being said, it wasn't the worst show I've seen, and let's see what happens at Mania. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm Jonathan. I'll see you soon.